Hi all, welcome back. And this is the third exercise that we have for our class. And in this exercise, we can see we're going to draw in the plan elevation and end view for this truncated cylinder ashtray or kind of cigarette bin that we have here. So it's going to be a wall-mounted bin. So it's going to be a general shape of a cylinder that's been sliced, giving us this elliptical top that we can see here, a bit like in our worked example or our first worked example. We're also going to have this triangular portion here taken out of it. We can see which we have our dimensions measured 20 and 25 with a width of 32 at the top. And we also have this mounting piece on the back here, which is made up of kind of this slot-like shape and these kind of two little kind of metal pins or dowels coming out like so. We can see the actual cylinder is radius 30 with a height of 85. And then we have a 30-degree straight cut coming like so. And we're going to draw in the front elevation like in this from this direction, our plan from above, and our end view then looking in from the left. So like before, it'll appear on the right hand side. So just looking at our question like that, I mean, we're going to follow the same steps as we've done before. Where are our profiles? What views will we see them in? And like from this here, this is a bit more like a worked example where we can see the main profile is our circular profile of our cylinder looking from above, and then our straight cut here, which is going to be seen from our side end elevation or end view like so. Um, so let's have a look at that, see how that one plays out. So we're going to begin by planning it out like so, and we're going to draw in our XY line. We're going to draw our YY line like that. Our elevation is going to be here. Our plan is going to be here, and then because we're looking from the left, our end view is going to appear on the right hand side. So that's our general layout. We can start by drawing in our base, which is going to be our circular shape here. So radius 30 like so. And then we can just go and draw in the actual little detailing of the back here. So we have a thickness here for our kind of piece that's been mounted onto the wall. And then we have our just two straight edges here representing the sides of our dowel there like that. Or kind of metal bar, maybe I suppose it would be. So that is our plan view there. Now you'll note I haven't added on the little triangular portion here at the moment. And the reason for that is the dimensions that I have here, 20 and 25, are measured along the actual cut surface here. So what that means is that when I look in the direction of arrow B, I'm not going to actually see this here as 20 mil. It's going to appear shorter than 20 mil. It's the difference between, say, someone measuring along, say, a roof. If you mark along a rafter, obviously the distance you're going to have is going to be different if you were looking horizontally out from it. So when we mark along something like that, what we say is we want to mark it along the edge view of the surface. So in our case, the edge view of our slope surface here is looking in from the side. That's where we'll see this is 20 and this is 25. So we'll actually do that. We have to do that first before we can find the plan view. So I'll just go and skip back to where we were. Um, so that's our plan view there, and you can see that's what we've represented so far. It below in our plan view like that. For simplification, I just kind of remove the back piece here. We're going to do our end view then, which is our view where we see this slice like so. So I'm going to draw my 45 degrees. I'm going to take my center here across, or sorry, with the back across, the front of my piece across, and then the draw in the slice like so. And we can also draw in our details at the back of our piece. So there's the width coming across, and then we can locate the heights for our kind of two pins or dowels like so. And there is our kind of back mounting piece completed there as well. Now, technically speaking, there would be a slight little kind of curve here, but standard practice when it comes to working drawings and that is that if you have something like that where you have a little tiny little curve, you don't represent it because it's not of any consequence. Only larger kind of curves would you actually show. So while we have this here, what we might as well do is we might as well draw in our two dimensions here for this actual kind of little kind of grill that we have here. So that was our 20 and our 25. There's our 2 points, which we can then transfer back down into our plan view. We can add the width, and then our second point here comes down to give us the point like so. So there we have now the distance. And if you want to go back and measure it, you can see, look, that distance there we knew was 20. It's definitely not 20 there. Same way this was 25. We know we can measure it there and we can see it's not. That's what's known as being foreshortened. And basically it means that if you want to see the true length of something, you have to look directly at it. If it's angled away from you, it will appear foreshortened or distorted. So because we're looking from above and this surface here is sloping away from us, the distances here are not going to appear true. That's why we measured along like so. If we were given a measurement here, it would be what's known as an apparent measurement. Something we'll come across kind of as we kind of go along anyway. But just for the moment, it's enough just to know that it's not going to be true. Okay, so now we can draw in our combined view. So I'm going to deal with the, I suppose, the main shape here, which is our kind of truncated cylinder. So breaking them up into our 12 equal parts using our 60-30 set square. We find it on our circular profile and plan, and we take each of our points across and up to find them on our sliced surface in our end view. So there we have, you can see I'm labeling them up. And I really can't stress the importance of labeling here like that. Remember, you guys, you're not going to just be someone who's going to do the drawing, you're going to be teaching it as well. And you're going to have students who are going to really need to rely on that labeling. So it's good just to kind of practice what you preach really at this stage. So even if you don't need it, even say I can get on without it, you still want to have it done. So let's go and take our points. So we can take our width up like so. 3 and 9 goes across. So that gives us the overall sides of the piece like that. From there then we're going to go and say 6 and 12. 6 goes across. Oh, I mislabeled him there. He should be 12. Again, back to practice what you preach. 8 and 10 goes up here, and 8 and 10 come across. There's 10. Then we have 8 there like that. That's on the left hand side. And we can bring up, so we also brought up 4 and 2. There's 4 and 2 there. And we can bring up 7 and 11 and 1 and 5. And we can see there's 1 and 11 coming across there, and 5 and 7 coming across. And that's each of our points in, so we can just draw them in freehand. Try to be as accurate as you can, giving us our elliptical shape there, our cut surface there like that. We can then do the same approach when it comes to our triangular kind of grill here. The two widths are brought up here, and then we can take our measurement or our point from our end view, can come across, giving us the location for that grill. Same way with the front point, he comes straight up, there he is there, and that gives us our point there. And again, in this view, because it's sloping away from us, this won't appear as 20, this will not appear as 25. This is still, the dimensions that we would see here are still foreshortened. Well, in regarding our length like that. The width is actually going to be true because we're looking straight in at the width from the front. So that's the main body of our object. What we want to do then is to finish it off, is to draw in, say, the back piece of our object. So we can just take our center across here. There's our center taken up here, and the same across here. And because it's behind the piece now, we're going to draw in the kind of mounting piece using broken lines like that with our compass, just to represent that it's hidden detail. So there's our hidden detail for our mounting piece, and the same for the actual kind of slot piece kind of at the back. So there we have all our hidden detail for our mounting piece at the back, and there is our front elevation there. So that is plan elevation and end view for our kind of ashtray, our wall mounted ashtray completed then. So again, similar enough to the previous ones, but just this addition here of this kind of idea of our feature on the cut surface been kind of added to this, and a little bit of hidden detail. There's just to kind of to say that, look, we haven't forgotten about hidden detail. Yes, that's something that you always have to be kind of thinking about. Okay, so hopefully that's of help to you.